Hello YouTubers, this is Average Joe Video, and today I'm going to do a complete overview of the Thule DoubleTrack Pro XT bike rack. This is a brand new model from Thule. It just was released, so let's take a look at the features this bike rack has to offer. Okay, before we get into the individual features of this bike rack, let's just do an overview of the weight capacity. So the total bike weight capacity for this rack is 75 pounds. An individual bike limit of 37.5 pounds. Thule does recommend that you place the heavier bike closest to the vehicle. So in my case, obviously, I had the larger bike and it was heavier than my daughter's. That's why my bike, which was the blue one, I had placed here closer to the vehicle, and her bike was further away from the vehicle. Please keep in mind the 37.5 pound limit if you have an e-bike. Remember, e-bikes are so much heavier than a traditional bike, so you want to be mindful of that. Let's go over some of the basic features. First of all, this rack has a transport position. In other words, if you don't have any bikes on here and you just want to actually leave this in the receiver of your vehicle, you can actually fold the rack up. And you can do that very easily by just pressing this center button, which allows you to move the mast down, and you'll hear that click into place. And then pick this other button up, and that will allow you to completely lift the bike rack in the stowed away position, and you can drive down the road like that and it's not going anywhere. So that's a great feature about Thule, is that they really do think of everything. So now let's look at some of the other features. So if you look at the wheel cradles on this particular bike rack, they are quick release and you can adjust them for different size bikes, which is very convenient. Additionally, the wheel cradles are very nice. It's very secure the way the wheels fit in there. You'll notice that there is a tie-down strap, which includes this rubber piece, which is essentially a rim guard so that you don't end up marking up your rim or scuffing it. You'll notice that this particular rack uses this infinitely adjustable frame hold down system. I'm not sure of the technical term for these, but essentially you just place this on the frame, you snug it up, and then your bike's not going to be going anywhere when using this in conjunction with the tie downs for the wheels. So that's actually a nice added touch. It's great that it's infinitely adjustable for different size bikes, and then you can get a very snug fit and it stays on the rack. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is the way that this particular rack actually attaches to the vehicle. So there is a hex head bolt. Thule does provide you with a wrench in order to be able to loosen and tighten that bolt. And this is one of the things that you don't see on some of the higher end models. Now, make no mistake, this particular rack has a price point of around $399. This is brand new, it just was released. But you'll notice that that hex bolt is actually a very secure way of making sure that this is going to remain in the vehicle. And again, there's a lot of different designs out there, so make sure you keep that in mind as well. What I like about the racks that have the bolt going through is that on the other side, you will notice that Thule has an integrated lock system. So they do include a lock with this particular rack. It's very simple. You can simply place that on the end of that bolt. So this lock is very convenient because, once again, you can't loosen the hex head bolt. Well, you can loosen it, but you're not going to be able to remove it then. So this keeps the rack more secure. And honestly, typically, you know, whenever you're with your bike rack, people are going to have their bikes locked to it. The locks that are on the rack itself for the bikes are more of a theft deterrent. If someone is really determined they're going to take it. But again, you're out on your ride. The last thing you want is to come back and find out that your rack was stolen off of your vehicle, and that's what I like about the way that this particular hitch rack secures to the vehicle. So once again, these locks that are on here for the bikes, that's more of a theft deterrent. Certainly it wouldn't be recommended for you to leave your bike on here overnight, but these locks are keyed the same as the lock for the receiver bolt, so that makes everything very convenient. So one final thing I'd like to mention is that this is not a paid review. I'm not being compensated by Thule in any way to do a review of this bike rack. I knew that this is one of the newer models, and I'm probably one of the first to receive it. So I thought, for those of you out there who might be thinking about purchasing it, or perhaps you already have it on order, now you can see firsthand the features and you know what it's all about. So if you like this video, be sure to smash that like button, and also make sure to subscribe. It will really help out the channel. Thanks for watching.